Today we're going to be tinting the windows on the mini truck. I'm tired of driving a fishbowl around. It had some tint on it. I tried to peel it off, but you can see how well that went. It just kind of peeled, and now I'm having to use a razor blade, which is fine, but it's time consuming. So I got to get all this old adhesive crap off, which isn't too terrible, and not scratch the crap out of the window. So I got to get this off, got to get that off. The rear doesn't have any tint on it, so that's cool. And then I got to get a windshield. I'm not going to even bother tinting the windshield until I get it replaced, but we are going to get the sides and the back done. Sorry about your neck. About to feel all the power.
Let me hear that thing.
You said what?
I would like to hear that thing.
Oh! I got you. Hold on a minute.
Dang. I'm almost impressed.
Sorry about your neck. Sorry about your neck.
Oh goodness. My bad. One more again.
Hold on, we got battery.
Give me the light.
Fine. I had to move. Yeah, you eating bugs now, aren't you, stupid? My neighbors are about to love me.
Speaking of that, we have officially decided on our last 45-minute drive. That guy right there doing
there ain't no toes left.
we doing the delete on the muffler.
Will you give me the saws most?
The old loud exhaust tapper. We have decided to straight pipe the wool.
We got bored, and being bored is dangerous, especially when you have
a saw's
access to tools.
A saw's most.
So yeah, saws most. God dang, it's gonna be loud. Alright, so we're gonna
Big
chop.
cat's gonna be.
We're gonna chop here quietly. That's nice. That's nice.
Very cool. Very nice. Don't cut the frame in half.
I'm trying not to, but dadgum. My neighbors love me. Dude, I don't understand why they made it so
Can you go from
difficult.
the top at all?
No. Cooperate a little bit, but we're gonna have to go and take a cold shower together when we're done. It's hot out here.
Would you like to say that on?
I did. They could hear me. Oh my god. Oh, we're almost there. How's that going?
Splendid. Not Splenda. We like the non-artificial sweeteners.
Why'd you have to say that?
because I just want to make sure that
I was gonna actually do that after you said Splendid. I wanted to say Splendid.
well, what I love is Japanese rust in my threads because they don't know how to hamburger and hot dog like I do.
Dang. Can you convert that to bald eagles?
Approximately 2.85.
Dang. So.
Ah, my croissant.
That worked. All we've got to do is cut this other tab off on the other side of the muffler, and the whole thing should come out.
All right. So for reference, this plus K truck.
I can hear the valves.
Let's get a.
I can hear. No, it's too late. Hear a little bit. I guess we have to go drive it now.
Let's do it.
Oh, I can't even see it very well. Want me to turn my brightness up? No, like 90 kilometers. The safety is loud. What do you gotta say? We're flying! Alright guys, so I got an update on the Cummins truck build. I know my door's squeaky. So I had an issue with my injector. Well, this one started leaking before he could even test it, which told me there's an internal failure in the body of the injector here. So I've got to go pick up a new injector. Fortunately, everyone and their brother in Oklahoma loves Cummins diesel. So I'm gonna go ahead and go pick up a new injector, and I gotta swap the nozzle. Now I'm sure it has the solenoid on it, but I've got to swap the nozzle over to it because this is an aftermarket nozzle. So we're gonna go pick that injector up. I'm gonna put my nozzle on it, and then other than fluids and figuring out the turbo drain and the dipstick, that's about all that's left to do on the Cummins truck. Also, there's a video we took last night it's kind of dark, so I'm hoping you can see it. It's really hot out here, really hot, but hopefully this thing will start. Yep. The muffler off the mini truck. It's right here. It definitely is going to get a new muffler, but let me shut this thing off. Jesus. All right, it's definitely going to get a new exhaust, but it was just a little too quiet for my taste. And from what I've been reading, this thing, even though it was a Japanese 95 model truck, it seems to have a cat on it. It has what looks like a cat. With Japanese cars, you never know what you're getting yourself into, but I'm going to pull what looks like the cat, and we're going to see if it has the platinum material inside of it like a cat does, and we're going to get rid of that because we don't play cats. And this thing's going to be getting a catless downpipe pretty soon too, because I just don't believe in catalytic converters. I just don't. They choke your motor, especially on a turbo motor. Yeah, turbo motors don't need cats. And there's a horsefly that's trying to kill me at the moment. But we're going to end up getting a new muffler for this. We're probably just going to use like a slip-on motorcycle muffler, because this is 1.25 inch tubing, I believe is what I read when I researched. I haven't measured it, but we're going to go pick up this injector. Mini truck is now straight piped because we're breaking the law. And then this thing needs an alternator, but I've been spending so much money on this diesel trying to get it together. I haven't had any extra to spend on alternator for that, or the $1,600 catless downpipe for the Corolla. But I did have money to use my Sawzall to cut the muffler off the mini truck, so that's cool. So we got the new injector that I was telling you about. I say new to me. This is the old one that was giving me problems. This is the newer one. I'm gonna swap the nozzles over real quick. If I were to run the stock nozzle rather than this one, that cylinder would run lean and we would probably melt the piston. But we're gonna swap the nozzle real quick and then stick it back in the truck, and then we'll go ahead and start working on getting the freeze plug out of the back of the block so I can get my coolant bypass set up on there. Okay, so nozzle swapped. This is the new nozzle. The old one's over here. This is just a stock common rail nozzle. So this is the new one. We're gonna stick it in the truck. If we have a cylinder not firing, chances are very good that it's gonna be this one, because I had all my other injectors checked and they tested perfect, and this is the only one that I've had any issue with. So fingers crossed it doesn't give us any trouble, but if it does, most likely this will be the culprit. Nozzle's done. Let's get out there and see what else we can get done on this truck before it gets dark. Okay, so we're gonna get this injector put in. Putting the injector in is actually pretty simple when you remember your copper washer, which I forgot, so it would have leaked. I'm glad I remembered that. So I gotta go grab my copper washer and I'll be back. Okay, now I have my copper washer after making 2 trips to the shop and forgetting it and having to come back. What's it like working on cars when you have ADHD? It's great, thanks for asking. Washer's on. So this has to be oriented correctly or it will not work. So this hole has to point towards where the injector feed tube goes. And the rocker arm cannot be in the way. So you get that in there. And of course your bridge is in line. Alright. That's in. Now we can get our bolt. That's about as tight as I want to get it. But anyway, that's installed. Rocker arm's back on. Injector's in. Once I get some heat cycles through it, I'm going to have to run through and relash all the valves, but as for right now it's fine. It's good enough for a startup. So I'm going to have to, I still have to buy batteries because I know that one's smoked. Valve cover is significantly cleaner than it was. I got my new grommets put in. That actually was tougher than I thought it was going to be, because those grommets fit in there really tight. But they're in. I even flipped it over and wiped the bottom down. So we're going to go ahead and go out to the truck and get this thing put on, along with the new gasket injector harness. We're going to get all that installed and we'll be that much closer. The valve cover gasket, which is also the injector harness, is dirty, so I'm going to wipe it down and try to get all the gunk and stuff off of it, and then we're going to put it on and get the valve cover on. All right, we got the, oh, my battery's about to die. Wonderful. We got the gasket on. I gotta get all these little terminals for the injectors tightened down, and then we can put the valve cover on. All right, guys, I'm running out of daylight. I want to keep working, but I don't have a way to get the truck in the shop right now, so we're gonna call it. I did get the injector in, fuel tube, valve cover gaskets on, valve covers on, and then tomorrow I have to knock the freeze plug out of the back of the block and put the cylinder 6 coolant bypass back there. Once that's done, I can go ahead and start focusing on all the wiring, and then I'll probably do the transmission, stab the transmission, get all that stuff under there, transfer case. I'll get it in the shop before I do all that, but I'll have to do the radiator, intercooler, AC condenser, all that good stuff, and then I'll have to go buy 2 batteries, so that's going to be nice and expensive. But anyway, we're going to call it there. I'll be back when we make more progress on this. I'm going to go ahead and get this video uploaded so we got content going, so you guys have something to watch. And as always, I appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We're getting there. We're almost 260 if we're not already. So we're making headway for sure. So y'all keep doing what you're doing. I've been considering, tell me in the comments what you think, but I've been really considering doing a maybe some stickers or some t-shirts, or let me know what you guys think. If you guys like hats or whatever the case, start get some stuff put together to sell to you guys, so you guys can go out and kind of represent the channel and kind of help me continue doing what I'm doing. So I'll be back when I make more headway on this thing. Hopefully we'll be in the shop. It's cooler than it has been, but it's still pretty hot in the middle of the day. So we're gonna call it there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.